like that one.
I don't do it because I don't.
You have a learning activity.
These were your thoughts. We wanted to ask what are some characteristics of the flipped learning environment that might support these learner needs. Want to toss this out. Who was the spokesperson at the tables who said, oh yeah, I'll be the one talking, to share some of the things that you discussed? Because you all wrote down what you discussed. It was such fascinating stuff, right? Absolutely, Anyone wants to share first? I'm going to pick on a board member. To some of the key points, some of the key ways. What was the project that you had? What was your class?
Emotional intelligence half-day workshop.
Emotional intelligence half-day workshop.
We didn't necessarily talk about kind of what not to do, but things in terms of gaining first exposure, just even taking the assessment in and of itself will give them exposure. If they can read the book, that's added on top of that.
Anytime we saw that there was preparation and you were going to come in and do put something on a flip chart or do a live group discussion, we were going to require that to be something that they walk in the door with.
Who wants to go next? Who'd like to share? Yes.
But a lot of the information in project management, which was what we were saying, really happens when you have to build a project and you really want to be in a room with a subject matter expert and other people to help you think about this. So we felt there was quite a bit in here that could have been put online.
One of the selling points for flipped learning is that, hey, it's going to take less time, right? Because, hey, they're going to do this stuff online. But does it necessarily need to? It sounds, Edith, like you weren't really thinking about having it take less time. No. Were you?
No, and like your point, with this much information, and people process information at different rates. So it's hard to say. I mean, it's going to happen in a range. I mean, some people who maybe have a background in this and already know some of it.
Eric?
I think when we were talking about it, we were talking about if there's a template online that they could take and bring to the class. Well, there's one activity called Project Charter.
Yeah.
Well, then they work in a group. Well, it might take a while to hammer out the Project Charter.
You have to know your audience. If you're and try to collectively get the same group, just like
Right.
an Excel class 1, 2, and 3, you got to know that everyone in 1 is at level 1.
Right. Right.
So a flipped learning, you got to get everyone at that same level of learning.
So then perhaps what we've got here is this opportunity. You've got the online piece, you have the assessment, whatever it is, and then through that assessment you're able to split into 2 or 3 instructor-led sessions that really helps focus on level of understanding of the course and ability. How about this group here?
We basically said that we would prepare online versions of various kinds, maybe some gamification, and of the content, but most of these activities where you needed to work with a partner, you'd kind of want to have a partner.
So for the most of the coaching one, it sounds like that didn't necessarily lend itself as much to a flipped classroom.
The coaching class is very activity-based.
Yeah.
So that's maybe the difference, is that it's already kind of designed that way, except for the initial content that you can, do for pre-work.
But we've got like videos in there, so it breaks it up, where they watch a video, there's a discussion on it, then there's an activity on it. There's also pre-work, so you can do it, but I feel like, for example, the other 2 examples, emotional intelligence and project management subjects, maybe lend themselves a little better to flipped classroom than something like coaching, which is a lot more role-playing.
Folks, there's one more part to this session. Every learning event that we have has what we call structured networking. Typically what we do is we have some sort of networking activity to go ahead and do this. This is going to be our structured networking time for the final 10 minutes of this session.
Good night.